Today I'm going to be talking about the cost of living here in Vietnam. My name's Nell and I'm currently living here in Saigon, 21 years old. Left America to come here to Vietnam, of course. But I'm talking about how much it costs to live here for 1 month. So I want y'all to know there's a thing, right? There's a difference between your first 30 days in Vietnam and how much it costs to just live in Vietnam per month. Because your first 30 days are way more expensive. What I'm doing, I'm not talking about my first 30 days. I'm talking about how much it costs to live in Vietnam per month. This is going to be based off of all 30 days of my food, grab rides, shopping, miscellaneous, as well as my monthly subscriptions, as well as my monthly fixed expenses like water and rent and all of that. So, first we have rent. My apartment cost 7.5 million VND per month. At the time that I paid, that converted to 285 US dollars. 285 US dollars per month. My electricity is 976K, which is $37.18 per month. My water is 100K, which is $3.81 per month. Same with the Wi-Fi, also 100K, which is $3.81 per month. Management fee, 400K, $15.24 per month. And then the water that comes out your faucet, you can't drink it. You gotta buy water to drink. Less than $10 per month on water, because you can buy a 7-liter jug of water for 26K VND, 27K VND. That's going to be like $1.05, $1.06. So how long is 7 liters lasting you? If 7 liter can last you 3 or 4 days, you buy 2 a week, there's 4 weeks in a month, that's $8 a month on water. You understand? So altogether, well, first of all, I'll explain. My apartment is a studio that came fully furnished. It has a washer, dryer, fridge, loft, TV, hot water shower. Like I said, I have the fridge, the stove, whatever. I'm on the 3rd floor. The area is very good. I'm 15-minute grab from District 1. I can walk to District 2 in like 10 minutes. I'm also next to District 3, the U.S. Embassy, a ton of markets and like 2 malls. I can walk to. There's like 7 pharmacies near me I can walk to. And when I say I'm for real. When I go out and walk for 15 minutes, I walk past a pharmacy every 5 minutes. I don't know why there's so many pharmacies here. And they even put them right across the street from each other. So there will be like a pharmacy and then the red pharmacy, which I forgot the name of the red one. But they'll be right across. So yes, I'm next to everything. Pharmacies, gyms, laundromats, banks, ATMs, tons and tons of street food, bike shop, everything you can need. You could look it up on Google. I guarantee you, everything you need, you won't ever have to walk more than 15 minutes. Unless it's something that's like very specific. You might need a grab ride, but grabs are also cheap here. So, I also run my electricity all day. I'm stupid. My electricity, of course, all day. I run my AC all day. My washer dryer, so the way the washer dryer here works, it's a combo. It's not separate. So I have to run multiple cycles to dry my clothes. Multiple spin/heat cycles to dry my clothes. So I run my washer/dryer a total of 15 hours a week. 15 hours a week, washer dryer. This AC runs 20 hours a day probably on the coldest setting, which gets 16 degrees Celsius. The coldest setting and then the fastest speed. Run it 20 hours a day. Hot water shower every day, sometimes twice a day, and they're about 15 minutes, 20 minutes each. I used to take really long showers, like 30, 35. But I lived in my car for 3 months. So when I went to the gym, I got used to taking 10, 15 minute showers. So here it normally takes me 10, 15 minutes and I'm out, And then the management fee, water, and Wi-Fi and drinking water, that's pretty. I don't need to explain how, my location and all that. So yeah, $355 per month for rent and all utilities and drinking water. Now, it will vary by drinking water and your electricity. But $355 is how much it cost me my first month. So now we get into my monthly, subscriptions, payments, whatever. I have some American stuff and some Vietnamese stuff. I have CapCut, School, YouTube Premium, ChatGPT, and I keep my American phone number, so I pay $25 per month just to keep the number, because you need an active plan to keep it, plus $5 per month for the international plan, so I can receive texts and all that from my banks or verification codes for like accounts I need to log into. So all that is $100. That's for all my stuff in America. My gym membership here in Vietnam costs $12.44, and it's a really big gym, really nice gym. It's I went to Bailey's back in America in Florida. I think it's only in Bailey. I think Bailey's is only in Florida, and it's called Choose now. Actually, it's called Choose or Chuz or something like that. But that cost me $38 per month, and this gym is the same size. But this gym has a gaming room, a billiards room with pool tables and all of that. And it's 2 stories too, and it cost me $12.44 per month. My Vietnamese data plan, because you don't want to pay all these international data fees. That cost me $14 per month because I have 2 phones. Now I didn't include both of them. I just included the main one because I got scammed when I first got here like 4 times. But the scams here were small. They were like $8 for a ride, $14 for trash data, all this stuff, right? So that's all different because I'm gonna make a different video about how much it costs to move here. That's where I'm include, my security deposit and how I paid all 3 months up front, my hotels, your grabs with, cars because you're carrying luggage around, stuff, all those little itsy bitsy fees, right? That's different than just your monthly cost of living. They're 2 different things. So all that together is $126.44. That's for all my subscriptions, my gym, my phone plan, right? And then we get into, this is what most people can control the most. So on leisure, right? On leisure, leisure is just anything to like feel good, So massages, haircuts, if you're a woman, makeup, stuff like that, that's leisure. At least that's what I think leisure is. I spent $22 on leisure. I've gotten 1 massage, which cost me $19, which was 500 KVND, $19.08, something like that. Because it was a 90-minute massage, 60-minute full body massage, 30-minute hair wash / head massage. So $19 for a 90-minute massage, and less than $3 for a haircut. And that was including a tip. So $3 for a haircut. Food, I'm gonna do food last. I've spent $130 on Grab, which is like Uber here. $100, to get around. You can spend way less, but my first week here was really expensive because I'm going around with, luggage and getting cars all the way across the city, and I'm driving multiple trips a day to look at apartments, and I'm doing all of this, you understand? So this month I spent a little bit more on Grab. Shopping, I spent $122 on shopping. Now we get to food. So I had 22 on leisure, 130 on Grab, 122 on shopping. My shopping includes stuff like laundry detergent, my broom, my smell goods, my Febreze, what else? Anything I buy, even like groceries, because I don't grocery shop to eat at home. I shop just to have stuff if I get hungry. So the only groceries I buy is water, instant noodles, and a carton of milk. That's all I buy. And soda. I buy cans of soda. And I spent $122 a month on shopping. That's not just food. That's including, laundry detergent, brooms, a charger, some hangers when I first got here, several stuff, It also includes convenience stores, $122 on shopping. Okay, food, $220 for myself. What do I say for myself? This is how much it costs to live in Vietnam for me. For this is how much it costs to live in Vietnam. If I were to go based off the entire amount of money I spent, including all 3 months of rent plus the security deposit up front, plus my first entire week worth of airport, plus the scams I had at the airport, my currency conversion scam, and like it's only a couple bucks here and there, but it all adds up to where you're new, you're by yourself, you don't know what to do, you're trying to figure everything out, so you tend to overpay a little bit, stuff like that. My entire first month cost $2,040 because once 1,140 of that is just rent because it's 3 months plus one with deposit, hotels, all this. But if you're just saying how much does it cost to live in Vietnam per month after security deposit, after hotels, all of that, $980 per month, because food is the most, that's what you can change the most. I eat out twice a day, I want to say on average, because sometimes I'll eat 3 times a day, sometimes I'll eat, like yesterday I ate 1 time. Yesterday I went on a date, I ate 1 time. I ate just at the date. That was it. Now, I did have a smoothie later on that night after Bible study, but that smoothie was $30K. It's like $1.18, $1.15, whatever. That was nothing. But that is included. So my food, it includes every meal, every drink. It includes all of that. I forgot. Okay, so socializing. I spent $47 to socialize. So actually, my monthly total cost me $1,027 for this month. So I spent $1,027 this month. That includes my rent, electricity, water, Wi-Fi, management, drinking water, all my subscriptions, my phone number back home, my phone number here, my international plan for that phone number back home, my gym membership, laser, massages, haircuts, food, grab, shopping, and socializing. $1,027. Now, I think that's a lot. I will say, I know I'm spending way more money than I should. I know that. So, because my apartment is so cheap and in such a good area, now that I'm actually used to the way life is here, I'm a bit more settled in. I've tried a lot of Vietnamese food. I've had com tam, bun cha, bun bo he, pho, banh mi, banh bao, bo nay, sticky rice, char siu, che. I've tried all that stuff. There's still more to try. So now that I know what Vietnamese foods I like, I can, stop eating American food every day, which I've been doing for about the last week. I can get a little bit cheaper on the food side. I can get a little bit cheaper with the grabs. I can probably get under $900 a month. I could probably cut 100 of it. I think I might cancel 2 of my subscriptions back in America because I don't use CapCut and I don't need that school, so I can cut that. That's going to save $30 a month. I'm gonna find something to do with my American number because at first I was using it to get my texts from America for my banks and all that and verification codes, but I can do all of that through email, so I don't need that anymore. So I can save $30 a month on my phone. So all that's $100 by itself right there. You see how like the little its and bits it adds up over time. So I can get under 900, but right now it cost me $1,027 per month, or for my living expenses for my first month in Vietnam. Now I guess I'll just say the total too. So if you want to include the other 2 months, which I also paid up front for rent, plus my security deposit, plus my hotels, plus my $8 ride from the airport, which was really expensive, plus my getting scammed for my first data plan in Vietnam. I overpaid by a lot. It's like, I think I paid $16 for that one. It should have been like 11 or 12. So, it just all the little bit adds up over time. So to move here and then live here for a month, it costed me $2,040. But just to live here for a month, for getting all of it up front, all the rent up front and the deposit and hotels and all of that, just to live here per month, $1,027. My goal is to get to under 900. So it's currently August 6th. So I'll, make sure I go back and just keep the first to today and budget for the rest of the month. My goal is 900 per month. Now, actually, it's less than that because remember, I paid all 3 months of my rent up front. So I got to take away 285. So I got to do 900 minus 285. And then that's my budget for the entire month, which I have the money to go over. I just want to discipline myself and, if I want to live abroad, I need to make sure I can stick to a budget. So it's just me knowing, hey, if I somehow get this income per month and this is my budget, I can stick to it, because back home I had some quite the spending habits. So I'm changing my habits and all that. But that's how much it cost me for my first month, 2040. But if you just want to live here for a month, it's going to cost you about $1,027 per month. If you got questions, leave them in the comments. As you're watching this video, I'm currently on a 18-hour long drive to Da Nang, Vietnam on a sleeper bus, which I will also be recording. But yeah, that's about it. $1,027 per month. That's how much it cost me to live in Vietnam 1 month.